Hey Bears fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Chicago Bears. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. It's time to talk about a major development surrounding the Chicago Bears and how the 2025 NFL Draft is starting to take shape. One of the most respected voices in the world of draft analysis just released a fresh 2-round mock. And trust me, there's a lot to unpack. We've got 3 projected picks for the Bears here, and one of them in the second round is a bit of a surprise in a good way. We'll dive deep into that shortly. Now, I hold this analyst in high regard. He's someone who has genuinely reshaped how fans follow and understand the draft process. His breakdowns, his attention to detail, and the way he connects each pick to a broader team-building strategy make his mock drafts more than just speculative guesses. They're insightful projections backed by football knowledge and team intel. Over the past couple of weeks, he dropped 4 different mocks, tweaking things based on team meetings, pro days, and the shifting dynamics around top prospects. Now he's locked in his final version, at least until we get closer to the actual event. Realistically, we're going to see at least a dozen more mock drafts from across the industry before draft night, and that's just one reason why this conversation isn't slowing down anytime soon. So, if you're a Bears fan who wants constant updates, deep analysis, and coverage that goes beyond surface-level takes, you're in the right place. There's going to be a ton of content dropping every single day as we get closer to the big moment. But for now, let's get into what matters, the picks. According to this latest 2-round mock, the Bears are projected to use the 10th overall selection in the first round to take Tyler Warren, tight end out of Penn State. Now, that name has been floating around more and more lately. It's gaining real momentum in Bears circles. And based on how the draft board played out in this mock, I think the pick makes a lot of sense. The offensive coordinator reportedly spoke highly of Warren during the recent owners' meetings, which only adds fuel to the fire. It's always interesting to watch how these conversations behind closed doors slowly leak out into public discourse and start shaping expectations. Looking at how the first 9 picks went in this scenario, we saw some heavy hitters come off the board early. Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, and Abdul Carter were taken in the top 3. Tennessee, Cleveland, and New York followed, with Will Campbell landing in New England at number 4 and Mason Graham going right after. Ashton Jenney went to the Raiders. Armin Mimu was scooped up by the Jets, and Jalen Walker joined the Panthers. Then, at number 9, the Saints made a move for Shedeur Sanders, a pick that has recently become a fan-favorite projection. That opened the door for Warren to slide to Chicago at number 10, and I'm all for it. Tyler Warren stands out as the best player available at that spot. Now, does he fill a critical need? Maybe not immediately, but he does add a versatile, high-upside weapon to this offense. And let's be real, outside of Cole Kmet, the Bears have struggled to find consistent production at the tight end position. Kmet has carried that room on his back for the last few years, and while he's been solid, the supporting cast around him hasn't held up. That's why this pick is so intriguing. It feels like a clear move toward giving quarterback Caleb Williams, now entering his second year, another reliable target in the passing game. And the new coaching staff seems ready to get creative. Chicago's offensive coordinator in Detroit was known for using a lot of 2 tight end sets, and that background could translate directly into how they utilize Warren in this system. The guy can line up in multiple spots. You can motion him into the backfield, split him wide, or use him over the middle to pick up critical yards after the catch. He's not just a plug-and-play traditional tight end. He's a chess piece. And let me just say this, Warren is one of my favorite players in this entire draft. He's got that rare blend of size, athleticism, and attitude that makes him a nightmare for defenders. You want to use him as a traditional inline tight end? No problem. You want to motion him out and create mismatches against smaller corners? He can do that too. After the catch, he's slippery. He knows how to find soft spots in zone coverage, and he's physical enough to fight through arm tackles. He's the kind of guy that turns a 6-yard gain into a 20-yard first down just by refusing to go down. Now, when it comes to blocking, he's solid. Not elite, but more than capable. He's what I would call a functional blocker. He's not going to maul defenders like a sixth offensive lineman, but he's not going to be a liability either. He understands leverage, he plays with effort, and you can see flashes on tape that show real potential to improve. In the right system, with the right coaching, he can absolutely become a better-than-average blocker at the next level. And that's important when you think about all the different ways he could be deployed. Another thing that makes Warren so exciting is how well he fits into some of the more creative offensive concepts floating around the league right now. You could use him as a fullback in short yardage situations. You could throw him into a wildcat package. And with the league flirting with the idea of banning the tush push, teams are already exploring alternative short yardage concepts. Warren could be at the heart of one of those. His physicality, balance, and ability to handle contact make him ideal for gadget plays and inside runs when you need just 1 or 2 yards. That kind of versatility doesn't come around every day. And look, when we take a step back and look at the Bears' tight end room, it becomes even clearer why this pick makes sense. Cole Kmet is the guy, no doubt. He's proved that. But behind him, the options are thin. Durham Smythe is serviceable, but more of a third option type. Steven Carlson has mostly been a practice squad presence throughout his career. This group needs help. It needs an injection of talent and playmaking ability. And Warren brings that in spades. If you can land him at number 10, you're pairing 2 tight ends with complementary skill sets. Kmet can continue to operate as the steady, reliable option, someone who can handle blocking responsibilities and win underneath. Meanwhile, Warren can be that dynamic, move around the formation piece who adds explosiveness and creativity to the offense. You put those two together, and now you're talking about a legit threat in the passing game, especially in the red zone where tight ends thrive. Now, to be clear, even if the Bears didn't land someone of Warren's caliber, they'd still need to address this position. It's just not good enough as it stands. But with Warren available, you're not just addressing a need. You're getting one of the best overall players in the class. It's a win-win. He's not just insurance for Kmet. He's a weapon that could change the way this offense operates. Give him a creative coach and a young quarterback looking for reliable options, and watch what happens. Some people in league circles are even comparing him to another player who had similar character concerns during the draft process, but eventually figured it out and became a dominant force. Bears fans probably remember how that story unfolded. The team had a chance to take that guy and passed. That history makes this situation even more interesting. Do the Bears feel like they're in a better place now, with a stronger locker room and more veteran leadership, to take a chance on someone like Nolan? If they think their culture can handle it, if they believe they have the infrastructure to support him and help him mature, then taking him at 38 could turn out to be an absolute steal. It also helps that they wouldn't need him to step in and dominate right away. He could be eased into the rotation, learning from experienced players while gradually adjusting to the speed and demands of the NFL. That's the beauty of selecting him in the second round. There's way less pressure than there would be if you took him in the top 15. And the potential return? Through the roof. Nolan has top 20 talent, without a doubt. He just has to prove he can be reliable, accountable, and committed to the work. If the Bears are confident in their support system, this is the kind of pick that could pay off big time down the road. Now let's get into the final pick from this 2-round mock, a running back with serious juice, Treyveon Henderson. This one is interesting because it opens up a whole new conversation about roster construction and running back pairings. On paper, Henderson is a playmaker. He averaged 5 yards per carry and split touches with Quinton Judkins, but even with shared reps, his explosiveness stood out. One play in particular, a reception he turned into a touchdown during the semifinals against Texas, might have been the most important moment in Ohio State's run to the national title game. That's the kind of game-breaking talent he brings to the table. He's got the ability to flip a game on a single touch. He's dangerous in space, he can catch out of the backfield, and when he's healthy, he's lightning fast. But here's where it gets complicated. If the Bears are planning to keep DeAndre Swift around, then pairing him with Henderson might not be the most efficient use of resources. The two have similar styles. Both are quick, both can catch, and both are explosive in space. What they lack is that contrast you want in a 1-2 punch. Ideally, you want one guy who's a bruiser and another who's a speed threat. Henderson and Swift both fall into the second category. So unless Chicago has plans to move on from Swift or bring in a more physical runner later in the draft, this pairing could end up being a bit redundant. Now, if you told me they were planning to trade Swift and then grab a power back on day 3 to partner with Henderson, I'd be all in. That would make sense, because as much as I like Roscoe Johnson, he hasn't shown he can be that reliable second option yet. Last season was his opportunity to lock down that role, and he just didn't do enough with it. Henderson, on the other hand, has the traits to be a top-tier back in the right system, maybe even a better prospect coming out of college than Swift was. One area where he really separates himself is pass protection. Henderson is far more consistent when asked to pick up blitzes and help in obvious passing downs. That's a huge plus in today's game, especially with a young quarterback like Caleb Williams under center. You need a back who can step up and keep the pocket clean when protection breaks down. Swift has struggled in that area. Henderson, he's reliable. That gives him extra value beyond just being a runner or receiver. Still, there are concerns. His vision between the tackles can be inconsistent. Sometimes he'll try too hard to bounce outside instead of taking a solid 3-yard gain, and that can lead to negative plays. Swift has the same issue. It's about knowing when to push for more and when to take what the defense gives you. For Henderson to succeed, he'll need to refine that part of his game. But again, if he's paired with the right complement, someone like Judkins or even someone they grab late, it could be a great fit. Speaking of Judkins, in this mock he was still available, along with another intriguing option, Dylan Johnson. Personally, I rank Judkins higher than Henderson. He's a more balanced runner. He brings more physicality, and he'd be a better pairing with Swift or any other speedy back. If it were up to me, I'd go Judkins first, Johnson second, Henderson third. But that doesn't mean Henderson can't be the right choice. It just depends on how the rest of the roster shakes out. If the Bears want dynamic playmakers, Henderson brings that. But if they want balance, if they want a thunder and lightning combo in the backfield, they might have missed an opportunity by passing on Judkins. Either way, this final pick wraps up a mock draft full of high-upside players, calculated risks, and the kind of decisions that could define the Bears' next few seasons. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Rumors are swirling in the Windy City, and they're hotter than a Soldier Field kickoff in September. Sources close to the Bears' locker room have whispered that star wide receiver DJ Moore may be refusing to take the field alongside defensive end Montez Sweat. A claim that, if true, could send seismic waves through a franchise already teetering between promise and pressure. With both players representing the crown jewels of recent blockbuster trades and hefty contract extensions, the idea of internal tension is raising serious eyebrows. Moore, who has emerged as the face of the Bears' offense since arriving from Carolina, signed a record-setting 4-year, $110 million extension in 2024. He has delivered on the hype with back-to-back standout seasons, including a career-high 1,364 receiving yards in 2023. Meanwhile, Sweat, traded mid-season from Washington and locked into a $98 million deal, has been nothing short of dominant on defense, earning his first Pro Bowl nod while transforming the pass rush overnight. By all accounts, both men are indispensable. So what could be tearing them apart? Insiders suggest the issue isn't about talent, but chemistry. There's just something off when they're in the building together, said one anonymous source within the organization. While neither Moore nor Sweat has publicly addressed the rumors, tensions reportedly reached a boiling point during off-season workouts, with some teammates describing a chill in the air when both stars were present. Some speculate it stems from clashing leadership styles, while others whisper of a more personal rift. Whatever the cause, the locker room is reportedly walking on eggshells. Head coach Matt Eberflus has tried to downplay any division, insisting that both players are fully committed and that any talk of friction is overblown. But fans and analysts aren't so sure. With more silence growing louder and Sweat keeping media interactions brief, speculation has only intensified. If there truly is a divide, it could jeopardize more than just the team's locker room harmony. It could fracture the very foundation of a team built around these two cornerstones. For now, Chicago holds its breath. Are we witnessing just another baseless off-season rumor? Or is there a quiet storm brewing beneath the surface of the Bears' bold rebuild? One thing's for certain. If DJ Moore is refusing to suit up with Montez Sweat, the front office has a monumental decision on its hands, and the fans won't wait quietly for answers. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.